Hey guys, welcome back to Talks with M.
and Mel. In this episode, we're going to be talking about influences and how those around you can affect your spiritual life and so much more than that.
How you are as a person and how you treat others depends so much about the people around you. You might think like at the beginning, like, no, I will be fine, but you're gonna look back at it after and you're gonna realize how much they've influenced you. Even the Bible says it, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, because you are who you hang out with.
Proverbs 13:20, which is a very common one, which says, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Those who walk with the fools are fools, which means you will suffer harm purely based off of who you are around.
You have to be friends with not only people who are good themselves that bring you to in a good path, but also people who have like good personalities who are gonna not only be good themselves but also help you be good and like bring you up. Like if your friends have like super good grades and everything, but then all they do is say like give you the wrong answers or something or not help you and stuff like that.
Then
Yeah, they
it's
get
not doing anything.
they get good grades, but they bring you down.
Yeah, being able to have a friendship that can motivate both of you. Like the Bible says, a sweet friendship refreshes the soul, and that's one of the most important things you can have in life is just a friendship that you can count on and that can motivate you to Christ. Depending who you're hanging out with or surrounding yourself, it could either grow or shrink your spiritual relationship with Christ. You want people who uplift you. It's better to be alone and with God than with everybody of the world influencing to do other things.
Yeah, and even if you have like friends that aren't Christian, you can still talk about Jesus with them. Being a Christian also means stepping out of your comfort zone.
Of course, yes.
Like your comfort zone might be like staying at home and sticking with your friends, sticking to fitting in and sticking to all of that. But us as a Christian, we have to spread the gospel, and that might not be part of your comfort zone, but to be devoted to him, we're gonna have to step out of our comfort zone.
You do not realize how much you need Jesus until you have him. Like in the moment, you might be like blah blah blah. Then you get home and you're crying your eyes out. It's the type of thing that it pleases your body and your flesh for the minute, and then but you're not fully happy, which is why it's so important to seek for Jesus, because he will give you peace even during the bad times, not only when your life is going great.
Yeah, like you might be like a happy person and have happy moments. Like when you get home and stuff, you just feel like maybe like empty. And like, do you want to be a happy person with sad moments or a sad person with happy moments?
Yeah. Not only do the people around you, they might not change your actions, because I know people who have bad influence around them and they stay firm to their beliefs, but it can change your mindset, which is another thing, because you might think like, oh, but I'm not doing anything differently, but you are changing mentally because you are what you surround yourself with.
Yeah. And like when I was little, me and my friends would always go ding dong ditching and like I would never be the one to actually do it to not get in trouble. And then my parents were like, "Oh, you went ding dong ditching with them." And they said, and then I was like, "But I didn't actually do it." But they're like, "But the one that's in the middle still gets in trouble." So like you're not the one doing the bad stuff, but you're still getting yourself involved with them.
And it's like you're almost reassuring it, like you're
You're encouraging it.
you're encouraging it, because who knows, if you would have said, I don't think we should do this, maybe they would have never done it. You're being constantly influenced on the daily and you don't even realize it. Like sometimes you don't even know how much you're being influenced until you look back. Like I know there's been times where like I haven't realized until after, and I've been like, that was like one of my lowest moments, and it was because I was around people who weren't leading me towards Christ.
You might think that like, oh, you got this, like you're gonna stick true to your morals and to your beliefs, but sticking to your morals also means not encouraging other people to do stuff that are against your morals.
The little things also impact you so much, because if you have a friend who curses every once in a while and you're a person who doesn't like to curse, although maybe you are able to just keep to yourself and what you are, but when they're doing that, like I said, it changes your mentality to the point where like you normalize it.
The more you hear stuff, the more you like think it's normalized. Like it's crazy looking back on like so many things that like in our school, so many things that like happen. Like a lot of like people think it's like normalized to make fun of people because that's what they do to each other, and then we're like, why are you making fun of them? They say we're weird because we're saying that it's wrong, but then they're like they think it's normalized.
Just because you have a friend that you might have an amazing bond with doesn't mean they're the right person for you, because I think that you can create a good bond with anyone, really. Like that's just something that it's like, obviously it depends on who you are and everything, but it's something that over time, if you are constantly talking to someone, constantly investing your time, and they're constantly doing that back, no matter who it is, you build a relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that once it gets to a certain point, you might realize this isn't right for me, but not want to step back from it just because of how much time you've invested to it. But trust me, just leave. That week, that month, that 2 months, that year might be hard, but it will help you so much, because if you're in a friendship that's draining you, that's influencing you, you will grow more in that 1 year than you ever did in that friendship. And would you rather go through that hard time with Jesus helping you and giving you peace than to live, continue to live that bad path without him?
Yeah, and that doesn't only go for like friendships, it also goes for relationships.
Of course, yes. And family. I mean, if obviously I'm not saying disown your family, I'm just saying be cautious. Like, not everyone in your family is perfect, and nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So don't, like, if you see your parents or your siblings or some, it's just people close to you, if you see them doing something that doesn't align with the Bible, then that doesn't make it right just because they're doing it. When you're distancing yourself from someone, there's no need to make them, like, be respectful. A lot of people feel as if though they're in the wrong for wanting to end a friendship, but if you're doing the best thing for yourself,
Yeah.
and also if that friendship is in that way, then you're doing something good for them too.
Yeah.
So it's just
like
in
honestly,
moments like that, you have to be a little bit selfish, honestly.
yeah, like it's your friendship. If you're not like obviously like if you're not benefiting from it in a good way, and it's like bringing you down, it's draining you, it's leading you on the wrong path, that's your right to not like continuing that friendship. And obviously the other person will probably be hurt, but it's at the end of the day, it's good for the both of you.
Yeah. Well, when you're very close to someone, just ghosting them isn't right either.
Yeah, that's not
Because
right.
if you're super close to someone and you've built a bond and you just leave, that's very disrespectful, and you should never do that to
Yeah,
someone.
and also the Bible says treat others
How you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
So how would you feel if someone just left? That's
Yeah.
not how you would want to be treated. You want an explanation. And although that explanation might cause them to be angry, as long as you go to them respectfully, you pray about it, and you do it the right way, their reaction shouldn't matter, because you should have peace within yourself that you made the right decision.
Yeah. If you're feeling distressed about something like this, about the influences around you, go to the Bible.
Yes.
Go to God, pray, because you'll always find the answer you need whenever you're distressed, because God will always be with you, communicating with you in so many different ways. And although, yes, maybe in like the day that it happens, the month that it happens, the week that it happens, you might feel like sad about it and the other person, but it's gonna benefit you so much if that friendship is not gonna like help you spiritually. And also, another thing that you need to look out for is why you're friends with that person. Like, there could be so many reasons. Like, if you're just trying to like be friends with like the popular kids just to like fit in and like be cool, and not because you're actually trying to like build a bond and stuff, then that's wrong. Like in Galatians 1:10 it says, obviously, I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant. You have to like think about it like when your friends are doing something bad, are you trying to win their approval? Because if you're constantly trying to
Yeah.
win the approval of your friends, then they're not good friends. If you're friends, you should be able to tell them like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, we
Yes.
need to, I don't think we should be doing this. Like, if you can't set boundaries within your friendship, then that's not a healthy friendship. Everyone has the right to have boundaries, and no one can be upset with that.
Yeah. I think both people should benefit from the friendship.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think if only one person is growing and thriving and everything while the other one's stuck in the mud, then are you really friends? Like the Bible says, a sweet friendship refreshes the soul. You are meant to refresh each other and be the light for each other besides Jesus, to be there for each other when you need, but not to prioritize that friendship as your number one thing either, because I know it's very possible to idolize friendships.
Yeah.
Go to friendships to eliminate everything. They're like, if I have this one friend, I don't need anything else. No, you need Jesus. That's the one thing that you always need. Now, I'm not saying it's not good to have a best friend that you love and everything, but it's always important that the foundation of your life is Jesus, and you
Yeah.
don't depend on a friendship for everything.
Like, God is number one priority.
Yes,
Not your
always.
friend.
Yes.
Your friend isn't God, and a lot of people might like view them as like put them on a pedestal.
And although your friend could definitely be someone who helps you in everything, and that's what they're supposed to be, you should never, if you're having an issue, go to God, then your friends.
Like, if you're finding yourself setting your morals aside to
Please a
please a
friendship.
friend,
Yeah.
to like fit in with the friend or win the approval of your friend. If you have to win the approval of your friend to set your morals, and to if you had to set your morals aside to win the approval of your friend, that's not a healthy friendship.
Yeah.
And like adding to what Emily said before, your friend should care about you, and caring about you also means like looking out for you. So if your friend is like the only one benefiting from the friendship and you're just like stuck in the like
Yeah.
then does your friend care about you? Because
Yeah,
obviously
exactly.
I wouldn't want any of my friends to be like drained out of the friendship and just like
Yes.
totally not in the
Yeah.
right path, or mentally and spiritually not okay.
I've seen friendships where one person is just like putting their all into the other person so the other person can strive, and the other person just doesn't put the effort back in. You both motivate each other to Christ, and you can do those things together, obviously, while still having your own private relationship and intimate relationship with Christ. Like Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Like it says right there, your friendships should sharpen you, should make you a better person. You should both make each other better, not worse.
If you don't really know what like a Christ-centered friendship looks like, it means like you always you guys both lift each other up spiritually and like help each other grow your relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
And also it means like if you and your friend are like in an argument, you both will pray about it, put Christ in the middle of that friendship.
Yeah. And if you don't have that, then it's okay to not have friends. And although you're like, pray for that friendship and pray that one day you will, but you don't have to. You can live a life with just Jesus.
Right now, what you see is just a little, like a teeny tiny part of the picture that God sees for your entire life.
Yes.
So if something happens right now, oh, I lost a friendship. Oh, I lost a relationship. Oh, my one of my family members don't talk to me. You don't know that in the future, that is part of God's plan, and you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that this happened cuz look at me now. Look how I'm thriving."
Yes. No, I've seen so many situations where a person's going through a breakup, going through a friendship problem, going through something, anything like that. And their immediate thought is like, this is horrible. Like, I'm never going to get out of this. And I always tell them, I had a friend who this happened to, and I told her, go to Jesus. He has a plan. He always has a plan. And moving forward, although that relationship was amazing for her and everything, sometimes you need to hit rock bottom to see who the rock is.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes he puts you in situations where you feel like you have nobody, so that you notice that he is the one that you have, so that you run to him, so that you can climb out of that hole with him and then continue to be with him.
Adding to what we were saying before, your friends are supposed to care for you and help you lift each other up. And in Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9 to 10, it says, "Two are better than one. If either one of them falls, one can help the other up." And that's how your friendship should be.
Obviously, yes.
If a person is struggling mentally, I can help you. Your friend can help you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're struggling with an assignment, if you're struggling academically, if your your worldly life is getting in the way of your spiritual life, your friend should be willing to help you in any problem
Yeah.
that you're struggling with.
No, I agree. And I think, but also it's like, it says two are better than one. If either of them falls, one can help the other up. But also, when you have a friendship and you think that is not Christ centered, you don't have to just drop it. I think it's important to try to bring that Christ centered to the friendship,
Yeah.
because I don't think I've had friendships that didn't start off Christ centered and
Yeah,
grew
like
into that.
us, I don't think our friendship
No,
started Christ
not
centered
at
at
all.
all.
And it grew into that, which I think is something that is important. We're not telling you that if you have a friend that you aren't Christ centered, drop them, gone, leave them alone. No, bring it to them. Tell them, I want to work my relationship with Christ. I want to grow that. Do you want to do that with me and by yourself, so that we can grow together and as
Yeah, for
people
sure.
and both have an intimate relationship with Christ? And if that's something they don't want to do and you want to do, then maybe it's best that you guys aren't friends, because you need someone that will uplift you and that is looking for the same things for you. Because if you want to have a successful life, successful plan in the future with Christ, and your friend doesn't want to do that, you're looking for two different things and you're not meant to go down the same path. So don't fight for a friendship that isn't fighting for the same goal as you in the end.
Yeah. Very hard fact that everyone has to face is that if you and your friend don't believe in the same morals, it's not going to work out because your friend's going to be doing something that doesn't go with what you believe in.
Yeah.
And if they're not willing to respect that, respect your
Yeah.
beliefs, then it's not going to work out. And also, if that happens where you drop a friendship, we never said it's not okay to be sad about it. We're just saying, of course, it's normal to be sad
Of
about it
course, because that's
first.
like your human
Yeah, you just
reaction.
can't
Yeah.
be like, you just can't have it get to a point where your friend is on a pedestal, that if it happens that the friendship doesn't work out, that you're don't know what to do
Yeah.
when it
Mm-hmm.
ends.
You
Like,
should have Christ to lean on. You should
yeah,
have him as the foundation, so that if a friendship does step out of your life, you have him.
yeah,
You should always have him.
just like trust, like have faith. Like, of course you're sad right now, but you don't see the full picture. That's gonna benefit you. Like, if your friendship isn't benefiting you and doesn't believe in the same morals that you, as you, then when you drop them, or if they um agree to grow your relationship with God
Yeah.
with you, then you're gonna prosper.
Yeah. I also think that you, okay, let's say you are very, very, very strong in your morals and you don't get influenced by your friends, which is very, very hard because you are, again, like the past verses says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. But let's say you don't, which you most likely will, but just as an example, you are known by the people who you hang out with. I know I've seen it where somebody gets judged based off of who they surround themselves with.
Yeah, for sure.
The same way Matthew 7:16 says, by their fruit you will recognize them. Fruit, it means like the fruit of the spirit, like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness,
Gentleness
and
and
self
self-control.
control.
We're gonna get copyrighted. Another example is like I had a friend that was um that like she's very nice and like always like trying looking out for you, but then some people were like, oh, that girl, like the girl who's super rude and stuff, and that's not her. So
Yeah.
obviously I was like confused because everyone who's friends with her knows that she's not rude. But you know why people were saying she's rude? Because the people she surrounds herself with are rude
Mm-hmm.
and don't support their friends. So if you're hanging out with someone that always with a group of people who are not who you're trying to be, you're gonna be labeled as them. And eventually you're not gonna realize that at first, but you are going to become them.
When you normalize those things, when you are looking at this group of people that are doing wrong things and you continue to stay because it is normalized, at one point you're going to normalize it to an extent that you're going to think it's okay for you to do yourself. You can have people you love around you and family and everything that you have love for without letting them influence you. If you're strong enough in your faith, then you're not every little detail is going to influence you because you know your own morals. But this entire thing is based off of people you are extremely close to and you spend your daily life with. um a lot of times at this age you're growing, you're learning right from wrong, to where it's a lot easier to get influenced. And although it can still happen when you're older, of course, but like once you're older, you've gone through challenges, you know right from wrong, you've experienced it yourself. But at this age it's very, very easy to get influenced, and that's why it's very important to watch out for those around you and who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah, and just because you think you're strong enough to not get influenced doesn't mean you're not going to. Like it's a slow process. It can be slow, but it's definitely maybe gonna happen. Like I
Yeah.
also had a friend that was very set on like not getting influenced by such and such people, and they were always like, no, 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 I'm not gonna get influenced by them. Like I'm strong in my morals, I'm strong in my beliefs and everything. But guess who happened to get influenced by them
Yeah.
and become one of them? When you're communicating your boundaries with your friend, it shouldn't end in an argument.
Mm.
Like it's also like if it ends in an argument, then that person doesn't really respect you.
Yeah. I think it's just, if you're can't if you're if you can't feel comfortable setting a boundary for someone with someone, then they're not meant for you.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be friends with you. If you can't bring up something without them cussing you out, saying rude things, coming for you, making fun of your looks, things like that, a good friend and a Christ centered friendship is going to follow after the word, things that line up with the word, not things that line up with the world. Because I think sometimes social media, sometimes people are just raised into that.
Yeah, and like if you're one of those people who are like always starting arguments
Mhm.
when your friends bring up boundaries, it's you're still learning, and like that's okay, because if you're really willing to make that change, it is never too late to
Yeah.
turn to God.
I think the important part is just realizing what you're doing, taking accountability for it, and actually trying to work through it with Christ. A lot of people are raised into things like that. You have every right to separate yourself from them. But if you are one of those people, the thing that is important as a Christian is to follow the word and try to get yourself out of that hole. Normalized for the idea of a problem leading to you cussing someone out, doing blah blah blah, coming for them, insults, just comebacks, and like clocking people's tea and just things like that. And that's not what we should be doing.
Like,
Because
if you shut someone out, you're now cool and
yeah,
stuff.
it's like if you feel the need to show everybody this receipts of you clocking their tea, doing all of this, then what you're looking for is validation in what you did wrong. That it is so normalized and it's like praised. Like
Yeah.
if you insult someone after they say something or after they insult you, even like it doesn't have to be that they're trying to communicate something. If someone says something bad to you and then you say something even worse, that doesn't make you better.
Whenever you like in a situation like that, think, are you trying to win the approval of your friends, of other people,
Mm-hmm.
or of God? Because
Yes.
if you're trying to clock someone or
Yeah.
like insult them or like trying to shut them down so you can appear cool and like who has a better comeback and stuff like that. Oh, I'm gonna diss you. Oh, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then who are you really trying to win the approval of? Yeah, like you can love with them without having them having like your vision of them being clouded by like, oh, like they're this perfect person. No, I have love for like Emily,
Mm-hmm.
but if she does something wrong, she did something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And we're not saying to, if you have a best friend who makes super wrong decisions, not to be continue being friends with them just because you love them. No, we're saying that after you move past that, if they continue to be a bad person and you moved out of that, you can still love them from afar.
Yeah.
You can still appreciate them and who they are as a person.
Yeah, you can have love for everyone.
I've had friendships where I felt like I needed to be justified by that person. For example, like let's say Melissa would make a joke that was inappropriate or she was saying like curse words and stuff. I'd be like, okay, I have to respond with that back or else I'm weird.
Yeah.
Which is like, that shouldn't be how it is. You should be able to be like, okay, maybe like let's change the subject or like, oh, I don't think like, or just, without feeling uncomfortable or feel like you're weird.
Yeah.
It's those moments where you're just like trying to get validation from that person who just made an inappropriate joke by doing it back.
Yeah, or like for example, when you're in like class or something, and then one of the kids like do a joke, make fun of the teacher, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like trying to like do it back and
Or
stuff
like
like
add on
that.
to it just because that'll make you cool or make other
yeah,
people laugh. Sometimes you have to recognize, and you're not gonna recognize. You're not gonna recognize these things unless you are in your word
yeah,
and you know what to look for.
no, yeah, like when you're like you're gonna you're gonna like be tempted with so much stuff, but the thing that separates you from other people that are non-Christian is you know that it's wrong, and you you can step out of your comfort zone and say, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like that's not the right decision. And like you need to like recognize, like, is that person good for
Yeah.
me? Is that person not good for me? Like that's why you need to like be devoted to like the Bible, to praying, because God will give you that clarity in your mind that you're gonna be like, even if you don't know for sure, you're gonna have a little like feeling or like a little voice in the back of your head. It's like, no, don't do that, or
Yeah.
like that's wrong. Like, yeah.
Also, I think another side of things is if you're that person who is doing those, did I just whistle? If you're that person who is doing those wrong things and you notice that you're influencing your friends in a wrong path while you're growing, don't continue to grow while you're holding them back. Communicate to them, explain how you're feeling, what's going through your brain, so that you guys can come together and grow together moving on, so that you don't strive while you were pulling them back before, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Recognizing a friendship of Christ and a Christ-centered friendship versus one that's not. A Christ-centered friendship isn't just friends who both believe in God and who both go to church.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's friendships that have that center of Christ.
You can like be like, yeah, I'm a Christian. You can be like, yeah, I'm a Christian and I believe in God and I'm devoted to the word.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you do when you're going to a tough time? What's the first thing you
Yeah.
go? Like, do you go back to the Bible or do you go back to social media?
Yeah.
To the friends that are pulling you back?
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree. And I think your friendship, if you're going through a problem, you should feel comfortable being able to tell your friend, hey, do you want to do a Bible study tonight?
Yeah.
You should be comfortable doing that.
You should be like, you shouldn't think, oh, but like,
what if they say no? Like, what if they think it's weird?
What if they're like, oh my gosh, Bible studies, like what?
Oh, I don't have time. Like, I don't do that type of stuff. Like that's not a Christ-centered relationship.
You should be like, be comfortable with like talking about Jesus with them. You shouldn't be like scared of being viewed as like so like goody two shoes.
Yes, and another thing is, if you're going through a hard time, and you should feel comfortable to come to your friend and be like, hey, I'm going through a hard time. Can you pray over me? Can you do this? I've been struggling with my word. Can you motivate me? Although your friend should obviously always be doing that. But, just as an example, like just feeling comfortable and being able to do those things and doing those things. Because it's not only having that option, but actually putting those things in. Like, for example, me and Melissa, we have this podcast. We talk about this podcast all the time. And this is one of the moments that helps our friendship stay Christ-centered. But not only this, but we both guide ourselves in the right way. If I say something, or if she says something, or we both do something that isn't right in a moment, we are able to correct each other.
Yeah.
We are able to guide each other to the right path.
Like if I do something and Emily's like, wait, that's not right, I'm not gonna get mad at her. She's doing the right thing.
Yeah. This literally happened like yesterday?
Okay, so basically, an example. The other night something happened with like me and this other person, and it wasn't a big deal at all, but since I have like past things with this person, I thought that what they did, like I over exaggerated in my mind, and I was like, bro, why did they do that? Like this is so like they're so weird and stuff like that. And they literally, like, if you guys knew what they did, you guys be like, what?
Melissa, like they just did blah blah blah. It's good to have friends that are able to recognize that and not feel weird doing that. Like,
yeah, like looking back at it, I was like, in the moment, I was like, bro, why did they do that? Like, that's so weird. And Emily was like, girl, no. And like in the moment, I was like, Emily just doesn't get it. But then now I'm like, wait, Emily does get it.
No, because it's true. Because like sometimes it's happened to like where she corrects me, and I'm like, why are you doing this? You're supposed to just support me. No, but no,
that's literally what I was thinking. I was just like, girl, just let me complain.
No, but like it shouldn't be like that. Okay, guys, so that was our episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it helped you to make decisions about your friendships
and choosing the right friendships and recognizing the right influences that are around you.
And I hope that you guys can stay real,
stay kind, and keep God on your mind. Bye.